Hey, Dustin Tibbetts here, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers. And we call ourselves wealth managers because we help with your entire wealth picture. And well, what have I been hearing a lot about lately? Worry about the ACA subsidies. Now, if you don't know the way this used to work back in 2021-ish, somewhere in there, if you went over 400% of the federal poverty line by $1, no subsidies, right? And then Biden put in some stuff where it was like a little more complicated, but it sort of allowed you to go over like 409. You'd still do it. It just depends on your filing status and stuff. But it allowed you to still take part in the subsidies, just maybe not dollar for dollar. Okay, well, that expires, right? What he put into place expires, and it'll start in 2026. Now, what we're finding, and I'm no political person here, I'm not keeping track of all this, but I pulled the data that now we have less support for extending this. So what that means is if you're anywhere near the 400% federal poverty line, you need to like strategize. We need to get ahead of this and figure out what we're going to do. We just need to pretend that it's not going to be there for you. If you're well past it, right? Like, wait, there's not much you can do. If you're like 50 grand over as a couple, this is not really for you. These are for people that are close and going, hey, I'd like to, try to do some things. So let's talk about what you could do. Remember that this is your modified adjusted gross income. These are not the dollars that you bring home. Oftentimes people don't realize that. So what are the first couple things you can do? And remember, you're going to be like, just stick with me. Hold on. The first things you can do, of course, are utilize your IRA, HSAs. More interestingly, if by chance you don't qualify for the deductions in your IRA, then we're going to want to use the HSA. If you have, of course, if you're HSA eligible, those dollars reduce your modified adjusted gross income. So we're going to go to that. Your 401k, things like that, if you're already contributing and want to kind of contribute a little bit more, just make sure that if you're using the IRA, that you are actually getting the deduction and there's not some reason that those are going to be counted after tax dollars. If you need help, of course, you know where to find us. The next thing that you can do, not necessarily this year, but maybe next year, focus on some capital loss harvesting, right? They call it tax loss harvesting. And this year it's more like tax gain harvesting. It's a different strategy. But when the markets move anywhere, like they're just going straight up. But when they do wiggle around, we try to use tax loss harvesting as much as possible throughout the year because that lowers your modified adjusted gross income as well. There are limits on that. So the example I gave is you got $5,000 in gains, you got $3,000 in losses. You could actually have the ability to use some of these capital losses and keep the gains if you wanted to, right? That's a stupidly simple example there, but it allows for you to start manipulating your income just a little bit if you're on that, cusp of breaking the 400%. This is more for business owners, right? If you can defer some income, which is really going to be next year going into 27, think about this. I mean, it's common. You probably know about this if you are a business owner. If you have a service that you provided in December, if you can somehow invoice that in January, try to defer some of your income using SEP IRAs and solo 401ks, things like that. Those are other options as well. Again, it's just a way to lower your modified adjusted gross income. And remember, these are all little things that you do. So I'm talking to those of you that are like right there and you're like, well, hey, without the subsidies, I'm in for another 14 grand or something. I'm talking to you. Okay. This is not so much like today, but as the years progress, if this becomes a thing, right, using the Roth IRA is not an income source. It doesn't affect your modified gross income at all. I'm just showing here, if you take a qualified withdrawal from your Roth IRA, no change to your modified adjusted gross income. Of course, non-qualified withdrawals are taxable and sometimes they're going to be penalized if you're young enough. So we don't really want to do that. But think of what we're sort of the concept here is to mix the sources of income. So, well, I'm retired. I need this income to come in. We may want to pull from the Roth earlier than what we would normally do for someone who's not so concerned about the ACA subsidies, right? And the final one, this gets into political talk a little bit. If you know, this was an example we had the other day. We were kind of modeling this out for a client. I'm like, it's going to cost you like $5 grand, right? The difference here, if we don't do something, you're going to pay the extra $5. You're losing out on the $5 grand. So essentially it costs you the $5 grand. And I'm like, isn't this kind of silly? Like, just work less. Like, you know what I mean? Either you're giving the ACA the $5,000 or you could just make $5,000 less. And work, take some days off. I don't know if that's available to you. See the incentive there for people that are right on that borderline to go, well, then I'll just not work as much. If you're paid hourly, you go, I'll just scale back my hours a little bit, right? So, it's not like the best example ever, but if you can control your income a little bit, that's all we're trying to do with all the other stuff as well. Maybe you just kind of reduce the number of hours you work, right? So there you go. We're going to be talking a lot more about this. There's a vote in December. I think the Senate votes in December. I don't know what's going to happen. I really won't follow along. I'll just, whatever they tell me is the change, is what happens. But if we go into 2026 and you're right on that cusp, it's kind of going to be more important than ever that we strategize the dollars that you have. And in particular, the income, what can we do with it? How can we bring that income down if need be? So if you find that you're going to need help with that, or you just like the idea that we help with everything from retirement planning to day-to-day wealth management, happy to work with you. Consider joining us here at Jazz Wealth. Thank you for watching, and more on this to come.